the Legal Aid Society and Employment Law Center. And so here you are, you worked tirelessly on the passage of paid family leave. And now are one of the drivers of the Healthy Working Mothers Workplace Coalition, which is fantastic. We've just heard from the first panel about California's successful track record, but also about the shortcomings per Margaret's story. And so the California model, while very inspiring, doesn't cover everyone. And so can you tell me a little bit more about the areas your organization feels need to be expanded?
Sure, thank you, and thank you so much. We're all really excited here to talk about the future of work-family policy and how we can continue this fight. And one of the things that we do at the Employment Law Center, which is a nonprofit legal organization that advocates on behalf of low-income workers, is have a dedicated work and family project that was founded in the 80s in response to the overwhelming need we were hearing from workers, primarily women with caregiving obligations around pregnancy leave and accommodations, lactation, medical needs, leaves of absence, caring for others, a whole myriad of issues that really touch all of our lives in some way or another at some point, and really should be basic rights for all workers. We've heard today about so many workers having to make really terrible choices between their health and well-being and their family's economic security and ability to put a roof over their head or food on their table. And we've also heard what a lifeline paid family leave has been in California. So Leader Pelosi pointed out that 100 million people have made use of the Federal Family Medical Leave Act, which is amazing and is a really incredible milestone. And we also heard that for too many workers, leave without pay is not a practical possibility, particularly for low-wage workers. You need to miss time from work. You need every penny that's in your paycheck, and it makes it too difficult to ask workers to be sacrificing their income in order to care for their family. So through our Work and Family program, we have a helpline that last year received over 2,000 inquiries. So there are lots and lots of people throughout the state struggling with this. And one of the most difficult parts of my job is when I have to tell people that the laws don't cover their situation. And one example, we heard some examples earlier from Margaret about laws that don't apply, that make her choices really difficult. And last year we heard from a caller, Sally. She was 74, and she worked forever at a very large national retail corporation, which shall remain nameless. And unfortunately, her twin sister that she lived with had been diagnosed with terminal cancer. And she wanted desperately to be able to be there with her sister to give her the dignity of dying at home, is what Sally said she hoped to be able to provide. And her sister's husband had passed away years and years ago, and her children lived out of state. There was no one else who could care for her besides her twin. And I had to tell her that sisters are not family under the current iteration of California's paid family leave law, which at the time only applied to parents, spouses, registered domestic partners, and children, which of course is woefully insufficient. Families don't work like that. Families are diverse and complicated. And California has the second highest percentage of multi-generational families in the country. So we were really missing huge swaths of people who needed to care for each other in really important times of their life. And she is not unique. I had to talk to a lot of people who I had to tell you don't get paid family leave. And so fortunately, with a lot of friends in the room, the California Statewide Work and Family Coalition and a lot of others, we were able to work to pass SB 770, which expanded the definition of family under California law, which will go into effect starting July 1st. So that now, or starting in July at least, grandparents, grandchildren, parents-in-law, and siblings are all included in the definition of family if you need to care for someone who has a serious illness.